Okay, I think I can say with confidence, I'm streaming. I'm pretty sure I'm streaming now. I'm streaming. This is occurring. I don't actually have to. I've done this a few times. We're okay. All right. Let's see. Oh man, the stream is a little bit lagged. I guess compared to real life, that is okay. All right, let's do some advertising. But let's see. I'm not sure if anybody will join this early, but I'll save my explanation for what I'm doing in a second. After I let everybody know that I'm going live. Let's see here. Okay, there's those, and then we got a couple more. Telling all of our friends that we're going live. Okay. All right, I think that's it. Gibson Lens, welcome in, first of all. Second of all, thank you very much for the subscription. At tier 1, thank you. Thank you very much. I have stock emotes because I didn't really have time to do much with the emotes and come up with images, and I'm thinking I definitely want one because I use the word glorious a lot because so I'm like, all right, I think I should have a glorious emote, which you'll notice that there is not one slot, the fifth slot taken. So I'm thinking that's probably going to be it. Um, so yeah, so thank you very much. Gibson, let me know if you would like me to perform any tricks. And actually, if you would like, I did add a redeem for doing magic with magic cards, but I will give you one on the house if you would like. Let me see. Let me open up the queue though as well. Welcome in, Pixon Live. Hello, how are you doing? So let's see. For everybody who's tuning in at the moment, hi, my name is Nam, and if you haven't met me before, I'm a sleight of hand card magician. Huge fan. I'm not like an expert. I'm not a professional, but I've never had a paid gig, but had fun doing it. And so I spent the last month trying to become an affiliate, streaming sleight of hand magic, and today, this stream right now is my first affiliate stream. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Gibson says, "Oh yes, magic with magic." Also, I don't have enough points yet. Oh yeah, totally understandable because now I don't know. Does anybody know if you start accruing channel points when that streamer becomes affiliate or when you start watching their stream initially? Because I'm not entirely sure. When you become affiliate. Okay, great. So nobody will have enough points yet. Perfect. Cool. Thank you kindly, Gibson Lens and Pixon Live for answering. Okay, well, I guess that means let me just, I guess, get everything primed because I added a new prime command for anybody. So I guess general announcement, not so much for here. If you have Amazon Prime and you don't use your Prime sub, i.e., by linking your Amazon Prime account to Twitch, once you do that, you can get a free Amazon subscription. Feel free to use it here. If not, I totally want you to use it somewhere because honestly, it's like wasted if it's like a free sub that you can use to support any particular streamer. So, for example, you could support Gibson Lens. He's actually been an early supporter of my stream, but oh, that link needs to be fixed. Okay. Well, thanks for the heads up, because I will have to fix that, number one. And number two, Gibson Lens is technically my first subscriber on stream. I told my best friend that I got affiliate, and he immediately Prime. But this is actually the first one I got on stream. So, but yeah, thanks for that. So let's shout out Gibson Lens, and then let me see. I had it open literally right before Prime. Okay, does this work? Yeah, because there's two links. I don't know if one would be clear. Let me just remove one. And then let's see. Let's just test that out. Okay, link work now. Looks good. Okay, cool. Better. Awesome. Okay, to fill everybody else in, I was feeling like, oh man, I probably shouldn't stream. I'm feeling sick, and I don't know if anybody's super familiar with my voice. And to be fair, most other people might not notice, because when you hear your own voice in your head, it reverberates in your head. So everybody else hears your voice way differently. But I can tell that my voice sounds different in my head because I'm sick. But if you guys think it sounds normal, that's fine. But just be aware, I'm a little sick. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't stream. Screw it, I'm going to stream anyway. So that's where I'm at. But I do want to request. Let's do a request. Whoops. Did it get it? Okay, it got it. I typoed, but... And then occasionally I may have to cough. I will try and mute before the cough, but no guarantees. I think I muted that time. Okay, good. All right, here we go. A magic trick with magic cards. And for those of you who are not familiar, magic cards being Magic the Gathering cards. So let's begin. Okay. We have cards from a game here called Magic the Gathering. This is a nerdy geeky game, came out in 1992. I think I've been playing since 1993, on and off. I have a ton of cards over here, and I have a series of magic tricks in which I perform magic, sleight of hand card magic, with magic cards on my YouTube channel. I'll post the link for that after the trick, but I basically did this exact trick on there, and if you like that kind of nerdy geeky thing, there's like 7 magic videos, there's like 7 Pokemon TCG videos, there's a handful of things. So you've been playing since the beginning. I started in 1994. Yeah. So Gibson Lens, my first starter deck was actually an Ice Age starter deck, which I believe came out in late 1993. So, but not quite the beginning, because I have like no alpha, no beta, and I only had a few packs of unlimited, in which I have basically a pristine scrub land. So, if that means anything to anybody else that plays Magic out there. All right. So first things first. This is the invisible palm. What we are going to do is show you that we have basic lands, but there's only 4 basic lands here. We have a mountain, a swamp, a plains, and an island. So that is what we have to work with. And what I would like to do is go ahead and show you that in sleight of hand magic, sometimes when you palm a card at certain angles, it looks like as though the card is missing, because at certain angles you can't see it. But if I turn my hand, you'll be able to see that I have a card palmed there. However, this is called the invisible palm. I can palm a card invisibly, like so. And you won't be able to see it until I place it down on the table, like this. And of course, magicians will say, hey, don't do the same trick twice. And we're going to break that rule. So here we go. Once again, if I were to actually palm it, it might look like this. But if I was to invisibly palm it, it'll look like this. And you won't see it until I place it down on the table. Now, let's see. What we have here is the swamp. So let me go ahead and hold on here and show you that we're going to go ahead and place the swamp off to the side over here. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab just some other magic cards that I had lying about over here. And I'm going to go ahead and palm this off of the, oh man, you can't see that. Okay, here you go. Watch, ready? I should really do this on camera. Okay, so it's in my hand. It's invisible. You can't really see it, but it's there. And you won't be able to see it until I place it on the table, like so. And that is the invisible palm using magic cards. Alright, so let's see. Pixon Live says, "Damn, I'm so confused." My sympathies? I'm sorry, you're welcome? I'm not sure. It depends on, I guess, your goal of why you are here. If you want to be mystified, then you're welcome. If you don't like to be confused, then I'm sorry. I forgot if I made this. Okay, good, I did do that. All right, so let's see if anybody is interested. The queue is currently open. So if you didn't know, my, I guess, claim to what I'm doing is I have co-opted Streamer Song List to allow people to request magic tricks. And if you're unsure how to do that, you can type in !how. Hey, welcome in, Lexi. How you doing? Welcome in. So if you would like to see my trick list, you can type in !TL. If you would like to request a trick, you can click into the Streamer Song List, click the button for request. I do realize that a lot of people who are non-magicians don't know what the names of tricks are, so this would either A, be a good chance to learn, or B, you can type in !random, and a random one will be placed in the queue for you. Let's see. In the interim, one of the things that I wanted to do was, let's see. Only Lexi says, "I'm good, just stopping in to say hi." Hello. So yeah, thanks for stopping in, Lexi. If you didn't know, this is my first affiliate stream, so I've made affiliate, so that is great news. I have an entire box here, entire box of premium decks. I've labeled it premium decks, so if anybody wants to see a premium deck, that's what we're doing. Until I get some requests. And actually, if it's a deck that I can do the trick that is up next, we'll probably just use that deck. Alright. First up, we have a deck called the Star Wars deck. So there are various colors of these decks, but let me just grab the insert card out of here. So this is the Star Wars card playing cards deck box in red, and this is what the back looks like. And the face cards are all various characters from Star Wars, so let's go ahead and grab some of those. And actually even the Jokers are different characters. Let's see, SR Magician's Choice. Oh, my apologies. !TR for trick request. I did alter that, so. But I get the intention. If you don't figure it out in a second after I separate these, then I will go ahead and add it for you. But hopefully that's clear. I think it is. Oh, there should be two Jokers. So if anybody is aware, this these are droids, and this one you may recognize as BB-8. And then we have all of the face cards. So let's see, we've got like old Luke Skywalker, Rey, Princess Amidala. Oh no, sorry. No, this is Luke Skywalker. This one's Obi-Wan. They kind of look the same with the full beard. Han, Lando, Boba Fett, Mon Mothma. I think that's Leia. We didn't say Leia yet, right? Leia, Palpatine, Darth Vader, and Kylo Ren. So let's see. All right. I copied the command from the list. Oh, yeah, Pix on Live. That's definitely another way you could totally do that. So let's see. The trick you have selected is Magician's Choice. All right, so I can pick the trick. I'm just going to swap back to this screen for a second. You saw me pull out all of the face cards of the deck. So let's do a trick that uses all of the face cards. There's one that I can think of. And at the moment, all I'm doing is just orienting myself, because there is some, I don't want to confess mental gymnastics, but I'm confessing that anyway, so there we are. Mental gymnastics. And let's perform a trick called Family Unit, and we'll go ahead and use these cards here. Okay, so we have a trick that has been requested by Pix on Live. Thanks for the Magician's Choice. And it just so happened that I was pulling out all the face cards anyway, so we'll do the one that requires all the face cards. So we have all of the face cards, and I want to tell you what a family unit is. So this trick is called Family Unit, and it's made by a magician named Harry Lorraine. He is known as the person who is great at teaching how to memorize things. That's kind of like his claim to fame. But he was also into magic. So, Pixon, if you were here, I could hand you this packet to try and cut. But in lieu of you being here, let me just cut once. I'll cut twice. And if you would like, you could tell me a number, and we'll just cut in between, basically right after that card. So if you tell me 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'll just cut right there. Okay. In the interim, let's say hello, Avo the Crafty Art Hole. Welcome in. Congratulations on affiliate. That's awesome. Yes, thank you kindly. This is my first one, and I'm actually a little sick, but I decided to stream anyway because, why not? 3. All right, Pixon Live says he wants to cut at 3, so we'll go ahead and cut at 3. Now, in order for you to understand the significance of this trick, I have to explain to you what a family unit is. So a family unit in this trick consists of a queen, a king, and a jack, all of the same suit. I know we just went through all the Star Wars characters on them, but they don't actually matter. Not all of them are related. So just for the purposes of this, there's 4 families. Okay, Pixon, would you like me to start with pile A, B, or C? And we will start with that one. Let's see. Spicy comes in and says, hello again, and congrats on affiliate. Well, thank you kindly, Spicy. Greatly appreciate it. B. All right, so we're going to start with this one. And what we have here is a Jack of Diamonds. So if I place that down, now all of the family units are really good at finding each other. So theoretically, these should actually be the diamonds as well. So if I combine them all together and put them into their house, this should be the diamond household, right? But if we take a look, there's actually no diamonds to be found. These are actually the Spade family of Queen Amidala, Darth Vader, and Boba Fett. Strange, right? Super weird. Okay, once again, I'll need a pile picks on live. A, B, or C. Which one would you like me to go to next? Spicy says, no way! All right, C. All right, so over here in pile C, what we have is, let's see, that's going to be a King of Clubs. Let's go ahead and place the King of Clubs. once again, I said that the family units are really good at finding each other. So theoretically, these should be all of the clubs, right? So if I go ahead and I place that into their household, we find that was not the clubhouse. It was actually the diamond household of, looks to be Obi-Wan, Rey, and Lando. Super weird. All right, Pixon, we've just got one more to do. Now we have the 3 piles A, B, and C. You can stack and arrange them any way you like. If you chose A, B, C, I will grab packet A, place it on top of B, place it on top of C. If you choose B, A, C, I would do it this way. If you chose C, B, A, I would do it this way. So feel free to just make any combination of those three as you would like. See, Spicy says, and this time I have not been drinking. All right, C, A, B is what Pixon has said. C, A, B. All right, we have 6 cards left. Whoops. We have 6 cards left. There's obviously clubs and hearts. Those are the 2 remaining. So now let's go ahead and we're going to try and force all of the hearts to go together because we know that there's some shenanigans. So if I place the heart there, and if I go ahead and if I place this heart here, and go ahead and I place this heart here, these should be all of the hearts, right? So we try and put them into the heart household, like so. And we find out that this is actually the fun clubhouse, because we do have the Jack of Clubs. It's Kylo Ren, Mon Mothma as the Queen of Clubs, and Palp as King of Clubs. So that remains to be seen, in which this, we all know, is the heart household, but family unit. But if I place it into their house, we can't leave them homeless. And we have our Princess Leia, and okay, this one's Obi-Wan, that one's Luke. Man, they do look very similar. And Han. Of course, they would put Han and Leia together, right? Anyway. So yes, that is my handling and performance of a trick called Family Unit, as requested by, thanks for the Magician's Choice, Pixon Live. So thank you kindly. Thanks for the claps, Lexi and Spicy. And Pixon Live says, "Damn, that was crazy!" Well, thank you. I would like to think that that's on brand because I'm crazy Asian on Twitch as well. So, and thanks for the claps, Gibson Lens. Let's see. I do want to. Keep my stats for the tricks accurate, mostly for my reference, but I'm going to mark that I have performed family unit. Excellent. Okay, so let's see, for the next trick, oh, Spicy has cheered 1,000 bits, holy crap! Thank you very much, Spicy, greatly appreciate it. I mean, I am only a lowly sleight of hand card magician, so you know, I can't like sing a song or play music for you. But if you would like to see a trick, feel free to peruse my trick list, and I'll perform a trick for you. And if you don't know what to request, you can do !random, or you can do Magician's Choice, and I will do something. And if you want to do something interactive, you let me know. So thank you very much, Spicy. Let's see here. So the next trick we have is for Lexi, only Lexi. And let's do, this is Mad Monty. Okay, it's once again kind of poor that I have white on my shirt right where that is. All right, Lexi, are you currently there? Okay, so all right, great. Lexi is there. All right, first things first, let me show you the deck we're using. It's basically the same thing as the last deck, except it is the blue-backed version. So we have a blue-backed version of the Star Wars deck. So FYI, if anybody cares, these decks come in 4 colors: red, blue, white, and black. And I've already set aside a couple of cards. So what we have here, Lexi, are 2 cards. We have the 10 of clubs and the 6 of spades. I'm going to go ahead and rotate the packet twice. So you just have to remember which one's on top. So right now, the one that's on top is the 10, and the one on the bottom is the 6. Don't worry about the suits, really. Okay, ready? 1, 2. Which one's on top, Lexi? Ten or 6? Which one do you think? 10. All right. If you said 10, you're correct. If anybody else said 10, you're correct. I'm not trying to trick you. That was literally, I just did exactly what I said I was going to do. There's no magic there. But look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the packet 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And now what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and place these cards here. Okay? Now, which one do you think is on the top? 10 or 6? There's an intuitive answer, and then there's not an intuitive answer. And then there's, magic. You think the 6 is on top. Okay. Everybody else think the 6 is on top? Okay. Well, I'm going to do something nefarious right now, because you've told me which one. I'm going to cast my hand over the packet. And now my hand is doing all of the magical dirty work to completely change the cards and maybe blow your mind. Because, believe it or not, they are no longer a 10 and a 6. Because if I show you, look, that's a red king, and this is also a red king. So basically the 2 cards have now become the red kings. Spicy says, I think it's a joker because I have no idea. Lexi says, what? OMG! And Spicy says, nice. I just assumed that. Nice. So, yeah, thank you for requesting that, Lexi. And that is my handling performance of Mad Monty with Star Wars playing cards, blue back deck. Let's see. Thanks for the claps, Lexi. Avo says, you wizard. I feel like there's an accusatory tone to that. Like, you wizard. Oh, thank you very much. So thank you for the sub, Avo. So, I'm sorry I don't have too many emotes. There's 4, and they're kind of custom. Sorry, they're kind of standard default. I haven't done the customs, but I intend on making them. So, but thank you very much, Avo. As I said, I'm not really a musician. I can't play your song requests. I can't really sing, especially because I'm sick. But if there is a magic trick that you would like me to perform for you, let me know. And yeah, exclamation point TL for the trick list. And if not, exclamation point random to just put a random one in there. All right. And I do have to take a swig of water. When you're sick, stay hydrated. Have lots of fluids. So, all right, too many cards. Okay, if anybody didn't know, too many cards has been a boss trick before. I did it successfully last time. If anybody doesn't know what a boss trick is as far as purposes of my stream, a boss trick is a trick in which I did not perform satisfactorily in a previous stream, and I haven't done it successfully since. Since I messed up on this one, I would like to do this one, and I'm probably just going to use regular bikes because that's what I've practiced with. So I just want to feel comfortable, basically, performing this one. Okay, we have all of the cards set up for Spicy's request of too many cards. And hold on, I feel a cough coming. That muted, right? You guys didn't hear that? I feel like there's a button that's like on my headset that's like, I assume that it's for muting, and if it doesn't work. Okay, alright, great. Thanks for the confirmation there. Because awfully rude of me to be like, oh, I'm going to try and mute, and then I cough directly into your ear holes. My apologies. Okay, so this is a trick called Too Many Cards. And the magician's name is Derek Dingle. I know, it's a very funny name, but he was very prolific when he created a lot of tricks, and he had a performance style that was fun. So anyway, that's Derek Dingle for you. Spicy asks, did you mute or was it magic? I'll confess, everything is sleight of hand, so yeah, sleight of hand mute. Sorry, no magic there. Okay, so this trick requires 5 cards. All right. We have the ace, the 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 of spades. Now, we have the ace here. If I go ahead and I place the ace somewhere, not on the top, somewhere in the middle of the packet. Some people think because of the depth perception it's on the bottom. Whatever. Spicy says, knew it! Lol. Okay, I'm with you. All right, cool. Now, what I'm going to do is snap my fingers, and believe it or not, that's going to bring the ace back up to the top. Because there it is. Ace is back on the top. But look, if I go ahead and I take it again, and I place it once again, not on the top, snap my fingers, that's actually going to bring the ace back onto the top. Now, I know what you're thinking. How's this fair? You are holding 5 cards, and I only have 2 eyes. And to that I say, you're right. You're right. Let me go ahead and take one of these cards out. So the next card we have is the 2. So now I'm going to go ahead and place the 2, once again, into the middle of the packet, not on top. But all I have to do is snap my fingers, and believe it or not, that's actually going to bring the 2 up to the top. And of course, we can do that again. Let's place this somewhere into the packet, like so. Snap my fingers, the 2 jumps up to the top. FYI, if you've seen this trick before, it's going to get repetitive. Now you're probably wondering, how is this fair? And to that I say, you're right, because I'm using 4 cards and you have only 2 eyes. So there's too many cards. So let me do you guys a favor. I'm going to go ahead and remove another card. Okay, here, we'll change it up for this one. So what we have here is the 3, 4, and the 5 of spades face up. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place the 3 of spades in between the 4 and the 5. And instead of actually doing a snap, because bringing it up will be a little bit weird because it's exposed, let me go ahead and use my shadow and do some dirty work over the cards. And believe it or not, that's actually going to turn the 3 of spades face down. Super weird, right? But look, if I go ahead and I turn the 4 and the 5 face down and I place the 3 in between, and once again I use my hand shadow to do some more dirty work. Okay, I think we have got it, because now if I show you, the 3 has turned itself face up. Super weird, right? Now I know what you're thinking. How is that fair? You have 3 cards. That's too many cards because I only have 2 eyes. So yeah, let me go ahead and just remove this for you. Avos, thank you for the emotes. Those do look like, let me see, exploding head. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. And then freaking weird. Wizard status confirmed. You're a wizard, crazy. Well, thank you kindly. Now here's the thing. We do have 2 cards left. The 4 and the 5. So if I go ahead and I grab the 4 and I place it clearly on the bottom, it's not on the top. If I go ahead and snap my fingers, that's actually going to bring the 4 back up to the top. You believe this? Because whether you believe it or not, it has happened. Because look, the 4 is here on the top, and look, the 5 is still on the bottom. Super weird, right? But look, if I go ahead and now I just now this is the part that I messed up before. I don't want to mess this up. So if I go ahead and I grab the 5 from the bottom and place it on the top, so you would think that the 4 is on the bottom, right? And the 5 is on the top. If I go ahead and I snap, what I can show you is that the 4 is still on the top and that the 5 is still on the bottom. But look, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place the 4 underneath and snap. I know, super weird, right? Okay. Look, let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and grab this and I will place the 5 here on the top. I'm kind of dragging the end out here because I've forgotten how to end the trick and I have to figure out a nice, great way to end the trick. But look, if I grab the bottom card, which you might have thought was another card, that's actually the... No. So now the 4 is on the bottom. Okay. I've probably lost everybody at this point, and we're going to end the trick in a second. So what I'm going to do is, you're probably thinking, wow, how is this fair? There's still too many cards because there's 2 cards. You only have 2 eyes. And I'm like, okay, you totally want to outnumber. I understand. I get it. So I just have to make sure that I do the correct thing. So yeah, this is the 4. And I'm going to go ahead and not replace, I'm actually going to remove the 4. And we have 1 card left. And now you're probably thinking, okay, I can follow along with the 5. You're probably right, because if I just flick the 5, you'll be able to tell that it's a 5. It may not be the same color that you remembered it as initially. So that was basically my handling and performance of a trick called Too Many Cards, in which I rambled on a little bit too long at the end, but otherwise still satisfactory. Let's see. Spicy says, what? No, lol. Picks on live. How? And Spicy says, oh man, how? Lol. Thanks for the claps. Spicy, Avo. Picks on. Spicy says, thank you. I still have no idea how. How? I know. I know. I will assuage your concerns. I did not sign any deals with the devil. I don't practice black magic. This is all sleight of hand magic. Let's see. I still have no, Spicy says, I still have no idea how. How is my catchphrase? Oh, catchphrase, technically, is what was typed, but I understand you meant catchphrase. Lol. I understand. I've seen you in on Unfocused in IA's streams and spicy jail. So I, uh, I mean, seems funny to me. So feel free to be yourselves. I'm not strict. I have no mods currently, so 160 plus years. All right. And now we have another request coming up for Avo, the crafty art hole. For the Devil's Elevator. Oh, good. I'll just use some of these cards because we have just pulled them out, but I can use them again. It's a long jail sentence. And going strong. Eyebrow waffles. All right, Avo, the crafty art hole. You have requested the Devil's Elevator. Now, if I recall, were you in and you've seen this trick before, or you have not? I'm just curious. And if you have seen this before, did you pick it again because you were like, "Oh my God, I need to see it again"? Like, okay. And with that, oh, I feel a cough coming. All right. Okay. I think I'm unmuted correctly. All right. So for the Devil's Elevator, we have 8 cards. We have the 2, 3, 4, 5 of spades, and then we also have red 6s and 9s. Now, the only reason why I use 6 and 9, obviously besides the internet meme and the jokes and things like that, is that at certain angles, because this is called the Devil's Elevator, at some angles this could look like 666. And so the fact that 9 looks like a 6 upside down, there we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's first leave all of the red cards over there. And then we have all of the spades over here. Now, these are all in order. They're basically 2 through 5 because each one of them is going to represent the depth of how deep in hell that they're going. So we'll leave the 5 there. We'll leave the 4 here. And then we'll leave the 3 over here. And then we're going to grab the 2 and place it on the top. Now, the cards in my hand will all represent the levels of hell that you could be at. So the top one is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you're here, you're in the 5th level of hell. If you're here, you're at the 1st level of hell. Now, for those of you who don't know, the top level is basically closest to the surface. So that's how you would escape hell if you knew about this elevator. So we're going to go ahead and grab the 2 and place it in the 2nd level of hell. Hence why they're numbered. This is how you remember. So the 1st, 2nd level of hell, that's where the 2 is, 3, 4, 5. If you go ahead and push that in, close it up. Now, when you approach the elevator at a different level, you do have to know how to operate the buttons. But I'm going to teach you right now. You press the up button to go up. So you press up. You do have to say ding, because if you don't say ding, it doesn't work. But because of that, the 2 has actually come up to the top. Strange, right? I know. Now if we grab the 3 and we're going to put that in the 3rd level of hell, like so. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Ah, thank you for the ding, Avo. Alright, so now, once again, 3rd level of hell, 3rd spade, or 3 of spades. We're going to go ahead, press the elevator button, up, ding. Believe it or not, that's actually going to make the 3 of spades come up to the top. All right, Avo also said ding. Excellent, thank you kindly. Now, some people believe that I've had some cards mixed in here the entire time, but no, these are all of the same red 6s and 9s that we've seen the entire time. So let me go ahead and grab the 4, and we're going to go ahead and place the 4 here. the first, second, third, fourth level of hell. Push that in, close it up. Four of spades finds the elevator. They're going to press the up elevator button. Ding! And with that ding, that's actually going to bring the four up to the top. And as we all discussed just now, if you're at the top of the first level of hell, you can still get out. Is that purgatory? That might be purgatory, right? That's probably what it is. Some people think that I also have more than four cards here, but actually I legitimately only have the four cards here at any given time. So, except when I, add one, but I'm not trying to hide that. So look, I'm going to very clearly place this in the fifth level of hell. See? So first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And I'm going to go ahead and close that up. I won't even pick up the packet, but we do have to press the button and say ding. So here we go. Press the button. Ding. Would you now believe that the 5 has gone from the bottom all the way up to the top of this packet? Because if you don't, watch very carefully. And that is how you use the devil's elevator to get out of hell. All right, let's see. Avo says, brilliant. How? Ding! I would believe anything at this point. I mean, I'm not exactly trying to convince you of unreasonable things, but you know, sleight of hand magic. There's a lot of weird things that can go on. Like the word that I use a lot to describe to people, it's like, isn't that weird? Like this is weird, right? Yeah, one of the things with like old time magic tricks is back in like the 50s and 60s when magicians were performing tricks, they would kind of ridicule the intelligence of like their audience. And that kind of doesn't fly well anymore because anybody can basically learn any and all of these tricks, from free sources on the internet. My entire first year of learning magic, which was 2019, so not that long ago, so 3 years ago, basically all of my experience started with just 100% free sources from that I could find from the internet. And then since then, I've grown a little bit. I connected with like other practicing magicians and stuff, and well, now I'm doing it on Twitch. Which, by the way, there are not that many other people doing doing magic really on Twitch. Doesn't have to be. So I like to specify that I do sleight of hand magic, but not everybody does sleight of hand magic. Other people do magic. So. Let's see. Spicy picks jaw up off of the floor. I hope my floor was clean enough for you. My apologies, I have a baby, therefore the floor is inherently not clean. Avo says, if you told me a sandwich was going to appear, it wouldn't surprise me. Ah, okay. Yes. If I made a hot dog appear, it would be ambiguous whether it would be a sandwich or not, right? Taladar, welcome in. Congrats on affiliate. Love that shirt. Oh yeah. It's a old school Ghostbusters shirt, but with the sunglasses. So let's see, Spicy. How long did it take you to get this good? Well, I had a very aggressive practice for a few years. So basically, I started in 2019 learning, and then when I got ready and I was like, "Ooh, I want to perform for people," out and about, I ended up encountering what we all know now as the pandemic, and I was like, I can't perform for anybody. Oh, what am I going to do? So I ended up doing some other stuff. So let me just drop my YouTube. So my YouTube is pretty prolific. I had a very aggressive magic project that I started at the beginning of this year and went until April. And it's my 100 tricks in 100 days project. So literally for 100 straight days, I had a trick performed, recorded, and uploaded to YouTube. So there's that. And then the entire year before that, so all of 2021, I basically did a ton of magic tricks using card game cards and board game components. So if you are nerdy geeky and like that kind of thing, so magic with magic cards, magic with Pokemon cards, magic with Android Netrunner cards, magic with Ticket to Ride components, magic with Sheriff of Nottingham. So I have a bunch of those on my YouTube as well, so feel free to check those out. And yeah. Let's see. So, for anybody who has just come in or is lurking or hasn't been on my stream before, hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian on Twitch, and I like to do sleight of hand card magic. I have co-opted a streamer song list to basically allow viewers to request tricks. If you would like to request one, feel free! Exclamation point. TL will bring up the trick list. You can request by going to that page and clicking any of the requests buttons. And if you don't know what to request, but you would like to request something, you can do exclamation point random, and it will put something randomly from my trick list into the queue. That being said, this is my first affiliate stream. So I had 7 streams prior to this where I was just working up to becoming affiliate, and here we are. So, and I'm actually a little sick right now, but I was like, screw it, I'm streaming anyway. So here I am. Oh, my apologies. Because I have so few tricks. Avo, feel free to try again. All right. Oh, Avo, I'm just going to let you know there's one trick that is not actually a magic trick, which is the one that you happen to hit. So if you want to see magic, it's not that one, but if you want to see me solve a Rubik's Cube, that's fine too. Okay, cool. All right. So we have 2. Oh no, do I have cards? Or not cards, coins? Uh-oh. Hold on. I may have to do some improvisation because I left my coins upstairs, and I did not bring my coins downstairs. Ah, okay. All right, Spicy, are you okay with me just replacing that? Because otherwise I'd have to run upstairs, find where I put my coins, grab them, bring them back down. I don't feel like, honestly, leaving my chair at the moment. Let's see. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, I'll replace it with, what the hell? I did that one too. Random. Whoops. I can't even type. Random. Okay, cool. All right, let's do that one. Let's first clean this thing up. Do this. Do this. Do this, and then in the future I will owe you a coin matrix performance. So, and let's see, this one is quickish. So first, before we get into this, I do want to explain. So this trick is called the snap change transpo. Transpo usually means short for transposition, but in sleight of hand magic, there is a concept called a color change. A color change is something in which it makes one card change from one to another one, and usually within full view of the audience. And so here, I am going to expose a little bit of something. This is, normally you might have to pick up 2 cards as one. So what I secretly have here, what may look like 1 card, is actually 2. So we have the Queen of Diamonds and the 7 of Clubs. Now, what I'm going to do is, let's place the Queen here, all right? And then this is called the snap change. And the snap change is quick and visual because when I do something like this, I totally messed that up. Okay, woo! All right, we're going to mulligan. Ah, okay. Well, now that the jig is up, you guys probably will know how that trick is done forever, but that's okay. Hopefully it still appears visual. And now this is what it should look like. Nailed it, yeah. All right, once again, we have a 2, and we have the king. if I go ahead and I place the king right here, and this is what the snap change actually looks like there. So that's what it should look like. And now where's the 2 supposed to be? Here it is. There we go. And that's what the snap change transpose should look like. Now, as a thing, I've set aside a couple of tricks that I would normally teach people. This seems like a good time. If anybody wants to learn something that will kind of show you what the level of difficulty to change a card visually is, snap change is a great place to start. So there we go. That's how it should look. And that's basically what it is. There are some other things. For example, there's a trick called the Bertram change. So that looks kind of like this. So yeah, there's various different things called color changes. They're all super visual. And the one reason why I'm okay with teaching this one is that the angles are very important. So like with the snap change, it's virtually the angle directly in front. So like there's no possible way that somebody could be beside you and you do this and you would impress them. So unfortunately I messed that up. Hopefully I did it successfully, but I've kind of now given away a secret of magic. But the tutorials for snap change are on YouTube anyway, so if anybody's interested, they can follow up on that. But I guess now that we're talking about it, I can show you a sideways view, and just so that you can appreciate how complex some of this sleight of hand can be. So there you go. All right, so let's see. Spicy, you got some extra bonus stuff from that. Bonus content, as we call it. So didn't intend to mess up, but since I did, that was a good opportunity to let you guys in on a little bit of magic. I'm still blown away. Yeah, full disclosure, like a lot of people think that that's an easy move, but it took me like well into the dozens of hours to basically get that like fast, smooth, relatively confident, minus the one flub that I just did just now, but it's all good. Solve a Rubik's Cube. All right. Okay, first of all, let me grab my cube. This is not a real Rubik's Cube. It's one from China, mostly because it's cheaper. And actually, I don't like the official Rubik's Cubes because the corners are sharp here. And so these are slightly curved, so it's easier. Okay, first things first, let's scramble this thing. And as I'm going, Avo, you requested this. Would you like me to explain what I'm doing as I go through it, or just solve the thing? Your choice. I will do either. Is this you cubes, sir? Cube hype. Oh, I mean, this is my cube like I bought it, but I don't, I didn't like design it or anything. Whatever I prefer. All right. Okay, first things first. We have a cube. Would you say it is sufficiently randomized? I know at certain angles the yellow kind of looks like white, but all right, tell you what, just to show you, I will just go ahead and explain because otherwise I'm just going to be silent for like a couple minutes, so that way it's easier. All right, so I only know how to solve a cube using the beginner's method, which is actually one of the first algorithms that you use to learn how to solve a Rubik's Cube. In order to do that, first thing you choose a side as your starting side. We call that the top layer. And the top layer we want to solve, and it's not just when, like, for example, if it's white, all of these are white. That's not solving the top layer. It's all of these are white, and then all of these also match their specific color on their side. So in this case, these would all have to be red because the thing that does not change on that side is red. Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead and start with doing the cross, and the cross is basically just getting the white cross on the top, but also getting that to be solved. So hopefully I am not messing up. I kind of messed up a little bit, but that's okay. So now I'm going to get, so I have the cross, but two of the crosses are reversed, so I'm just going to put them back in the right place. Okay, and now that's solved. Now I need to get all of these corners, and that could just be a matter of doing like 3 or 4 turns to get all of these to match up. And I'm now almost done with the top layer, just one more. Okay, so now I've completed the top layer. So this is all white, but these are actually all matching their center square on the other side. Cool, top layer is done. All right, now the second layer, which is the one in the middle, the goal here is to basically replace the edge pieces. We call the corners, the one with 3 different colors, a corner piece. The ones with 2, those are edge pieces. I have a thing that I do that is a slight shortcut for 3 of them, but then I can't cheat as for my shortcut on the 4th one. So I'm just going to go ahead and shove those in there right now. And oh, I got a very suboptimal combination there. I had to undo, redo a thing. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I've solved the top 2 layers. So now if we take a look, this is all correct, and then the top two rows will match correctly. Now the bottom. So depending on what shape I see, that makes the bottom color. So in this case, I know that the straight bar across, there's a particular algorithm that I follow. So I can basically just hold it so that it's just going across, and then do that algorithm. And if I get to the fish, so I call this the fish, then I may have to do this algorithm up to 3 times. Okay, here's one. I got lucky, I only had to do it once. Now this is not quite done yet because of these. So I find the one that has the 2 matching corners here, so we call those headlights, so that happens to be lined up now. So now what I need to do is swap these 2 corners to be like that. So I'm going to swap these 2 corners. And now all of the corners on the cube are correct. The only thing that's messed up are these middle pieces here, and that's just a matter of doing some algorithm to rotate them. And in this case, I just have to determine whether it's clockwise or counterclockwise. So I do the algorithm to rotate them counterclockwise, and the cube is solved. There we go. That is me solving a Rubik's Cube using the beginner's method while explaining it. I could probably do it faster without explaining it or pausing to show, but I feel like that's part of the interesting thing about Rubik's Cubes, especially for people who don't know how to solve one. All right, let's see. Avo says, yes, it's very mixed. Yes, Spicy says, very mixed up. Yep. Avo says, love this so much. Well, thank you very much, Avo. Thanks for the claps, Avo and Spicy. Spicy also says, nice. Let's see. Avo says, you explained it, and it still looks like magic to me. Lol. Yes. Uh, 10 out of 10 Rubik's. Excellent. Thank you. So, yeah, the one thing about doing the Rubik's Cube is that it can still appear like magic if you don't know what the algorithms are or like the way to turn the parts of the cube. And that's very similar in magic to doing certain tricks. There are tricks that you are probably aware have a math base. I try not to do those when I'm advertising that I'm doing sleight of hand magic, because with the sleight of hand I'm doing something extra that is not mathematical to basically get that extra bit. So, but especially for anybody who wants to start doing magic tricks and don't feel comfortable doing any sleights, like math card tricks are a great way to start. And it's not that I don't really like doing them. I mean, to be fair, the part that I don't like is like sometimes they're so procedure heavy, and if you mess up the procedure once, it's like, okay, now count out 10 cards one at a time. Okay, now place them into 4 piles and turn over these 2 piles. And it's just like, that's kind of not the the brand of Magic that I want to, show really. So, but if anybody's interested, they could totally do that. All right, we have some things in the queue, and they will require things. So let's go ahead and prep. Actually, this one does not require much prep because we are going to attempt to read Spicy's mind. Okay, first things first, I'm going to take a swig of water. Alright, Spicy, you have requested the invisible deck. I've told myself that the invisible deck is something that I probably would only do once per stream. There's some tricks that I'll do multiple times, but this is one of those ones that I want to just do once per stream. Thank you very much, Goatsathom. First of all, welcome in, number one. And then number two, thanks for the congratulations and for the 500 bits. Thank you very much. Totally appreciate it. So if Goatsathom, if you've been in here before, I don't know if you know what my bit is, but you can request sleight of hand card magic. You can check out the tricks that I have in my trick list by typing !TL if you're familiar with some card tricks. If not, and you would like to request something, you can just type in !random, and assuming it hits one that I haven't done already today, it should add it to the list. So feel free, and if otherwise, you can sit and enjoy. I'm currently in the process of performing the invisible deck as requested by Spicy. All right, Spicy. We have 52 cards in this deck. And now what I need to do is, Spicy, I'm going to hand this deck to you through the internet pipes. Okay? I'm going to hand the deck to you through the internet pipes. Are you ready to receive it? Yes? No? Okay, sounds good. All right, Spicy, here, grab the deck. Now, to you, it may be invisible. I'm going to need you to open the invisible deck, fan through it, select one card, and then I want you to reverse that card in the deck, and then place it back into the box. Let me know once you have selected the one card, placed it back in the box. Done. Okay, now hand the invisible deck back through the internet pipes to me. I believe I have it. Excellent. Great. Now, here's the thing. You've now turned over a card in this deck. I'm not going to cut away, and the box will stay in full view, but could you please tell me which card it was that you turned over? The Two of Hearts. The Two of Hearts. Would you believe at this point that the Two of Hearts is the card that is flipped over in this deck? Because look, as I slowly pull the deck out, okay, and if we take a look, as I fan through these cards, that there's actually one card that is facing in the other direction. Would you believe this? So out of all the cards, you chose one. Was there a particular reason why you chose the Two of Hearts? Is it like a card that you liked, you just felt it on a whim. I'm kind of freaked out. You're kind of freaked out? I'm sorry. Don't be freaked out. I'm just going to show you. Okay, there's not really a reason, but I'm now going to show you. This was your, indeed, two of hearts. And that, my good friends, is my handling and performance of the invisible deck, sending it through the internet pipes to our requester, Spicy. All right. Let's see. Spicy says, oh, no. Oh, Avo says heart, heart for two of hearts. Spicy says, just felt it. Lol. Avo's like, what the heck? That's amazing. I think that was the correct amount of excitement because there was like 3 or 4 exclamation points at the end of that. Gototom says, DK-gasm. Holy crap. Lots of hearts. Thanks for the hearts. Lots of them. I have no words, lol. By contrast, I have many words. Words, 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 words. Okay, there you go. There's all the words for you. Thank you for the claps, Spicy. Avo says, next level David Copperfield stuff right there. Spicy says, bonus magic mute. Oh, am I muted? Oh, no, no. Okay. I'm thinking I am speaking to you right now because I'm unmuted as far as I can tell. I did mute because I had to cough, but as I said, I didn't want to cough in your ear holes. All right, and we have another request. It is requested by Avo, the crafty art hole. And this trick is called Picasso Aces. Oh god. I'm okay. So not sure if anybody knows. I have a baby daughter. She's 1 year old. She just turned 1 year old like a couple weeks ago. No, 3 weeks ago now. But when you first get children for the first time, it is a direct conduit of disease into your household. So, if anybody didn't know, that's the situation. Okay. So last time I performed this trick as well, this was a boss trick because I did mess up. Spicy says, "Congrats on your little one." Oh, well, thank you kindly. Yes, it is my and my wife's first child, and currently, foreseeably, maybe the only child at the moment. So, yeah, Goat's Thumb says, "Daycare is a scaled-up petri dish." Sorry, dude. Yeah, it's true. So, basically, when pandemic started, my wife and I were really good about staying isolated and taking extra precautions. We did not get COVID. And then 2021 happened. We did not get COVID. And then 2022 happened. We even went to the hospital, had the baby, brought the baby home. Didn't get COVID. Baby goes to daycare. Within a month and a half, the whole family gets COVID. and then now, today, we have some other summer flu that's been going around in my area. So, but that is that is the situation. Yep, daycares, petri dishes, direct pipeline of disease into your lungs. And so, anybody who is a parent out there, my sympathies. I now understand, as I did not before. All right, so we have a trick called Picasso Aces. This is an ace assembly, and an ace assembly is basically a trick in which we have all of the aces separated, but then by the end they magically assemble together. Like the Avengers, except the Avengers were maybe less magical. But first things first, I do want you to note that these are actually blue-backed cards, so this is a blue-backed deck. Except these aces are from another deck. They are from a red back deck. So if I show you 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And what we have here is a situation in which we're going to be doing something interesting with our 4 red backed aces. Now, so I explained to you what an ace assembly is, and that is like a common plot in Magic. So in Magic, you might find a bunch of other tricks similar to this. This is actually one of the most unique ones of this because it's super visual, because the aces are all red backed, so you're going to totally see them, jump up there. But first things first, we are going to go ahead and place 3 blue backed cards, and we call them indifferent cards, basically cards that we don't care, really what they are, on the back of each one of these. And we will then use them for the magic. Okay, let's go ahead and square up all of these packets. So normally I like this trick also to be a closer because it's very strong effect. So don't faint while we go through this. Yes, aces or or asses assemble. Okay. I mean, I guess if you want to put 4 asses together, then that's your prerogative, or you've got an interesting farm. I don't know. Okay, first things first. You can still see that we have our ace there, but all I have to do is I'm slowly going to pull that red ace and place it here. And actually, believe it or not, if I fan through, the red card is gone. And if I show you, there's actually no aces here. Because that, I've dropped it over here. Because now if I show you, before there were 3 blue backed cards and 1 red backed ace. Now, look, there's 2 red aces and 2 blue backed cards. Okay. Now, let's do that again. We have our red backed ace. Now look, if I go ahead and I grab this and I place it here, right? It's now over there, because if I go ahead and I show you, there's actually no aces here. And now if I just simply spread, you'll see that there's 3 red backed aces here and 1 not red backed ace. Super weird, right? Some people get super suspicious in that the red backed cards, maybe are trick cards or something. No. This is actually, red backed ace. So here's the thing. If I place it in the middle here, like in between these cards, right, you'll see that the ace is still there because it's a red back. You'll see that the ace is still there because you can kind of see it, right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull that ace out, and now I'm going to drop it over here. Because now if I just spread, you're totally going to see that all these cards are blue backed now. And if I show you the front, all of these cards are not the ace. And if I actually count through all of these now, you'll see that they all happen to be red backed cards. And they all happen to be the 4 aces. And that, my good friends, is Picasso aces. Avengers assemble, or asses assemble, if that's what you prefer. I'm not judging. All right, Spicy says, my eyes are locked. Oh, okay, that probably came up when I was starting to do some of the magical stuff, right? Huh? And Avo's like, what the heck? Thank you for the exploding heads. Spicy's like, how can you not be sus? But claps. Thank you for the claps, Spicy and Avo. Spicy says, that is awesome. Avo says, I bow down to your magic goodness. Well, thank you kindly. Thank you for the compliments. Like, these kinds of interactions are like super awesome. Like, one of the things that I wanted to get away from YouTube was that, I mean, not that I've stopped doing YouTube. I'm still doing new YouTube content, but performing for a live audience, like doing it in person would be awesome. But you can't always get that. And I'm like, all right, Twitch is actually pretty live, and we've done some interactive stuff, so that's pretty good. But like, I can get the feedback on the trick right away. So whether you like it, love it, there's something that you want to be able to ask clarification on, ask me questions, that kind of thing. Like, this is the kind of thing. It's harder to do that with YouTube. So all right, and we have Chipperdoodle and PA. Welcome in, Chip. Thank you for coming in. And if you didn't know, hi, my name is Nam. I'm also known as Crazy Asian on Twitch, and I like to do sleight of hand card magic. So I've co-opted a streamer song list, and you can request tricks from it if you would like. But I've changed the command to !TL for trick list. So if you would like me to perform something for you, let me know. You can request it that way. If you don't know what you would like to request, you can do !random, and we can do it that way as well. So, and Twitch is a lot easier to build a community. Yeah, so the thing is, like, I don't know how often I'm going to be able to stream. I'm kind of hesitant to put up a schedule because at the moment I'm kind of at the mercy of my baby. But I told myself that if I don't stream and I want to, like, I just have to try and fit it in. So like, if I'm always afraid, like right now, if my baby wakes up, I may have to leave. I even have a command that kind of explains like !baby. I'm a father before being a magician and streamer, so if I have to leave, blah blah blah. Like, the monitor is right here. So we're at the point though where, like, if she wakes up and cries, I let her cry for a few minutes to see if she'll settle down. And like, most of the time, if she's crying, it's not like she's not wailing. So yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. And anyway, the queue is empty, so if there's anybody out there who would like to see a trick, feel free to request something. Let's see, Chipperdoodle says, family first. Yeah, thank you kindly. Yeah, I do want to be a good father and generally good person. So, and like, my daughter is now at the age, like 1 year old, like 1 year old in a few weeks, and it's like, oh man, like, she is starting to be able to like see things, pick them up. She can, try and press a button, and she's like, oh, I know this does the thing, right? And she'll open up a cabinet door, put something in there, close it up, and then she knows that when she opens it again, there's that thing that she put in there. And I'm just like, whoa, like, this is super awesome. So, let's see. Welcome in, Supernatural Writer. Let's see. Congrats on the affiliate. Well, thank you kindly. Thank you for the congratulations. Hope you feel better. I hope I feel better too. Probably not going to happen physiologically, probably until at least I go to bed tonight. But I'm already feeling better, emotionally, mentally, because I was like, oh, I haven't streamed for a week, and I'm like, honestly, because of the whole baby scheduling thing, I'm probably gonna end up streaming about once a week for the time being. So, but that'll give me plenty of time to come up with what I want to do with my redeems and things like that. And honestly, I may do other streams. For right now, I kind of want to do magic, but I like video games too. So I mean, that would be a natural segue to stream more in general. Okay, we do have a couple of requests, and one of which is requested by Spicy, and another one requested by Avo. Excellent. So Oil and Water and Restless Lake. So I'm going to go ahead and prep for that. But how's everybody doing? Oh, hold on. I've been extremely rude. How many people are streamers that I haven't called out? Let's see. I think I've only shouted out like one person. since I started to stream. So let's just do some shout outs at the moment. Actually, before I forget, first of all, shout out our friend Gibson Lens. He is one of the earliest supporters. He's basically been on, I think, all of my streams, and he plays piano, has a lot of great originals. And then let's see, we have Taladar. Taladar streams himself playing indie games, and since I like video games, that's a nice natural place to get exposed to new video games. So let's see, we've got Supernatural Writer, is a writer. Does the Pomodoro strategy of getting things done, and so oftentimes you'll see just like, if you jump on stream, it's like just typing and working. Okay, and then once that's over, then there's going to be some talking, chatting, and hanging out. I've also caught Supernatural Writer doing some workouts in the morning for fitness, which, good to maintain good health. Did I miss anybody else? Who streams? Chipperdoodle, do you stream? I don't know if you stream. All right. I'm going to shout out Chipperdoodle anyway, because I see Chipperdoodle, okay, I guess based on the no game, probably not. But I see Chipperdoodle as like a VIP and mod in like a bunch of different music streams. So a lot of my Twitch friends are all music streamers. So all right. So anyway, how rude of me. My apologies. I would say new streamer, but this technical my 8th one, so I don't know if I have any excuses anymore. Okay, so as we are getting set up for oil and water, I did mess this one up as well like a while ago. Did not want to mess it up, but we'll get there. Let's see, I just like music. Oh, excellent. Well, thanks for letting us know, Chip. Anyway, got a shout out anyway. So one day when you do stream, then you let us know. See, Supernatural Writer, you are great, crazy agent. Oh, thank you kindly, Supernatural Writer. I'm trying my best. Trying my best. Okay, so we have a trick request for oil and water from Spicy. So this trick is called oil and water, and it's a common plot in card magic as well, in which we are trying to combine cards that are black and cards that are red, because one will represent oil, one will represent water. If I go ahead and I just turn these red cards face down here, and I grab the black cards and I hold them in my hand. Now, what is something that happens in real life when you try and combine real oil and water? What happens? And if anybody has an answer, and I know that there's a stream delay. Sometimes I don't know how long the stream delay is. Avo says, yo, baking streams are awesome. Supernatural Writer says, baking streams are great. So fun to do and watch. The oil floats to the top. Yes, the oil floats to the top. They separate. So, excellent. Thank you kindly, Spicy. Avo says, they repel each other. Excellent. So look, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place cards together. So we have black, red. Let's do it again. Black, red. Okay. Black, red, black, red. And now I'm just going to go ahead and press them all together, and we give it a second. By a second, I mean, how long does it really take? About 20 minutes? All right, so this trick will be done in 20 minutes. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. We can speed up the process. Okay. Here we go. if we take a look at the bottom card now, it's a black card. And we take a look at the top card now, it's a red card. But what you may not have noticed during that time was that all of the red cards actually floated up to the top of the packet. And all of the black cards remained at the bottom of the packet. I can see that you guys are unimpressed. So allow me to do this again. So we have 4 cards over here. They are red. We have 4 cards over here that are black. Okay. Spicy says, no, the cards, not oil. How? Spicy claps. All right. That's okay. We will do another phase of this. So the thing is, last time we had started with a black card, and that might have been confusing. So let's go ahead and just start with a red card this time. So red, black, red. Okay. Black. Red, black, red, black. Okay. And now we wait. 20 minutes. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. We don't have to wait that long. Okay, here, let's speed it up. And look, they separated. I could end this routine right here as a comedy gag, but I think it would be way more impressive if I actually showed you that they did indeed separate. Because, so last time we did take a look at the top and the bottom card. So if we take a look at the bottom card, it's black. Wait, didn't we place a red down first this time? And if we take a look at the top card, it was red. So now if we follow, this is black, this is red, this is black, this is red, black, and red. And we just saved each other 40 minutes of waiting time. So, and that is my handling and performance of oil and water. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. All right, excellent. People making friends in the chat. Love to see that. Let's see. Avo says, thank you. Waiting. Spicy says, 20 minutes, go. All right. Avo, bless. Spicy says, wait a sec. Avo's like, how? Thank you for the claps, Spicy and Supernatural and Avo and Spicy. Spicy says, I have a lack of words, ATM. Lol. That's okay. I can give you some words. Words, 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 words. There you go. You can have some. My gift to you, Spicy. Avo says, fantastic. And Spicy says, very cool. Thank you very much for the request, Spicy. Supernatural Writer's going to intercept the words. Ah! All right, I got some more words. Hold on. Let me conjure them. Words, 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 words. I think I don't successfully send them through the internet unless I do this head bob. Words, 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 words. Thanks for the words refill. You're welcome. Because I need them in my manuscript. Awesome. Okay, now we have another request from Avo. Let's go ahead and set up for this one. So let's see. For people who are unaware, I have been practicing sleight of hand magic for a few years, and my company that I work at recently has requested of me that, or asked me to perform a magic show for them. This, this will be the 4th magic show that I will have performed for them. So that is scheduled for a few weeks from now in August. So I'm a little bit pumped. I'm a little unprepared, But one of the tricks that I'm thinking about doing is this one, but I was going to theme it as a different thing. I haven't fully worked out what it's going to be, but I was hoping that since this is requested, if I can try and maybe do it on the fly. If I mess up the story, that's okay. If I mess up the magic, that's slightly less okay. But that's kind of what I would like to do at the moment. So I'm going to take this opportunity to try this. Let's see here. Spicy says, that is awesome. The big reveal. Are these your pants, sir? No, I don't think pants fall under the definition of cards. Not like hot dogs can fall ambiguously under the definition of sandwiches. Okay, so we've got 5 cards here. We have the 6, 7, 8, 9 of diamonds, and the jack of clubs. Now, in this trick, normally it's called the restless lady. This would be a queen, and I would say, oh, the queen wants to be where the party is, blah, blah, blah. So for this, I was thinking, okay, look, this is the company CEO in which all of the workers are going to be trying to convince the CEO of this great idea. So that is basically what is going on. So the CEO finishes up the board meeting and decides to step out. Now, everybody else feels like they need to get the CEO back in the room. So they're going to find any way possible to pull that CEO back into the meeting room to try and convince the CEO, hey, this is a great idea. You should totally do it. And so that is what we are looking for at the moment. And so they surround him, try to convince him some more, but not the CEO is like, no, I'm going to go ahead and say we're done here with this meeting. And CEO is actually going to once again try and leave. So CEO's out. Everybody else decides, okay, well, what do we do now? We need to try and find a way to convince the CEO. And of course, what we have here is if the employees all work together, they can find a way to bring the CEO back into the meeting room. Isn't that weird? That's so weird, right? So anyway, the CEO now is surrounded, but the CEO, there's fewer people, so CEO is like, no, 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 I need to leave. Let me get out. And so what we have here is 2 employees finally still remaining because everybody else has had to leave or had other meetings or something. And so that's the situation. But one of them gets a really clever idea and has to go and run to grab the CEO and says, hey, I've got something to show you over here. And so was able to bring the CEO back. And they're having a discussion with him, but he decides to walk away because they were not convincing. And so now left with the one lonely employee to figure out what to do. Now the CEO comes up and decides to say, man, they were trying to intimidate me, and he decided to make a big fuss about this, and he wants, and I'm only using he because it's a Jack, but he wants everybody to know that he is front and center and he can't have his mind changed. And so he gets all up in everybody's face. So everybody that he sees, he just goes and tells and yells at them that, hey, look, you see me right here and here and here and here? Because you're not going to change my mind. No way, no how. So the CEO finally goes away, and the knight decides to. I don't even know how to phrase this. All right, so everybody decides to sleep on it, and all the coworkers, all the employees, they were like, "Man, our idea was great. He said he didn't want our idea. Okay, whatever. It was brilliant. It was going to make us a load of money." And the next day, the CEO comes back, and the CEO decides, you know, I thought that at first I didn't want to go with your idea, but your idea was great. I think I just had to sleep on it. I'm sorry I was so rude and got in everybody's face. And so at the end of the day, the CEO was won over by the ideology of all of the employees. And if you couldn't tell, it was a jack of clubs before. Now it's a jack of diamonds, so it matches their idea. See, isn't that cool? That's clever, right? And if it's not clever, please tell me because getting feedback on this now would be really good. So, and that is my handling and performance of the Restless Lady, themed as an office CEO with employees. All right, let's see. Spicy and Avo. Heck yeah, can't wait to see. Pants, cards, close enough. The CEO has a tee off time to get to. Oh yeah. What a douchebag, that CEO, right? I mean, at least he turned around. At least it was okay. Spicy says, weird. Avo says, how? Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's so many W's. I feel like I have to elongate. Whoa, 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 whoa. Spicy says, he is all knowing and all seeing. Avo, thank you for the explode heads. That's amazing. Spicy says, epic. Love the narrative, and I think it'll go over great. All right, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I just have to streamline kind of what I want to say, but otherwise, I think that's the general gist of what I'm going for. The CEO conformed. Just amazing. Thank you kindly. All right. Let me clear the queue. That does clear the queue, right? Okay. Awesome. All right, everybody. The queue is empty, so if anybody would like to request anything, we're getting to that point where I've performed a bunch. If you do exclamation point random, there's a chance that you probably won't be able to get one in because it'll be like, oh, you so recently played, or I mean, it'll say played because it's streamer song list, but otherwise, feel free to request something. All right, cool. So yeah, I will be performing that on August 18th. It'll be during work hours, so a lot of magicians. I don't know. A lot of magicians that I know that are like professional magicians, they still have another job because you can't really, from what I can tell, like work full-time magician unless like you're super super famous. So I'm probably not going to quit my day job. My day job's actually pretty decent, and I need health care because baby. So probably not going to be leaving. I'm a software engineer. If anybody was curious. All right, we have another request from Avo, the crafty art hole. All right, so first things first, I do want to just take out jokers because it's going to be less impressive if you happen to hit a joker. Actually, do I have a Sharpie? Okay. You know what? We're going to have you sign a card. Avo, I hope that is okay, number one. And number two, the least I can do, because you subscribed. I think that would be a cool thing. If you subscribe, I'll sign a card. That's a great idea. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to have to flesh this out in my head. But, all right. Oh, yeah. All right, Avo. So this card trick is called the ambitious card routine. You can actually have your pick of any card. It doesn't matter that I know what it is, especially because we're going to sign it. So my Sharpie is here. Let me just spread that better so everything's on camera. Feel free to name a card. It doesn't matter what it is. If you want to see what we end up signing your card with, it's probably better if you have some space on it. But if you want to choose a face card too, that's fine. So go ahead and select any card. Ace of Hearts. Man, plenty of writing space on that right here. And while I'm doing this, would you like to tell me what you would like to write on it? It could be a word or two. It could be your name. It could be Avo the Crafty Art Hole. It could be a couple of numbers. You let me know, and that's what we will write. Okay. Yeah, just to confirm, is woo one of the things you want me to write on it, or you're just being excited about me marking up a card for you? I'm going to assume in my mind that that is just an exclamation and not actually what you want me to write on it. Excited. Okay, cool. She is thinking a lot. Man, pressure's on because yeah, actually, full disclosure, I will continue to use this deck as well. So if it'll be seen again. So okay, excellent. Avo the Crafty Art Hole, please. All right, great. So I'll go ahead and write. Sorry if my handwriting is horrible. Avo. I'll match capitalization. The. That looks like a G, but we know it's a C, right? Crafty. All right, hold on. Is there any way I can save this? All right, it is a C. Just kind of has a little thing right at the end there. Art hole. Are you okay if I break up art hole? Because or do you want me to try and curve it? Spicy said Avo 69, and then I was laughing and couldn't think. Go for it. Okay. All right. I will. I'll just curve it here. The Crafty Art Hole. Okay. All right. While that is drying, I will recap. I just had Avo sign card. Okay. So now you can clearly see it says Avo the Crafty Art Hole with my slightly horrible handwriting. My apologies. But so now if you end up seeing this again, actually, would it be better if I turned it like this? Because then you can read it better. So now if you end up seeing this again, you'll know that it is your card. There's no way I could swap it out, at least not with this exact. And also now this little C that partially looks like a G, you could use that as like a, the unique fingerprint, because if somebody else were to reproduce that, they wouldn't have accidentally done that. I'm sorry. Okay, all right. But Avo, you are now magically connected to this card. Would you believe this? All right, because look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab it and place it into the middle of the deck, like so. It's clearly going in. Hey, welcome in, Kishloba. I'm currently in the middle of the ambitious card routine, as requested by Avo, the Crafty Art Hole. Yes, thank you for letting them know that you can request tricks from my streamer song list, which I've co-opted for magic tricks. So, all right, Avo, I'm going to push this in. Would you now believe that you can do a magical gesture? I don't know if you clap or snap, but feel free to go ahead and do that now. And let me know when you have, because that will bring the card from the center to the top. Boop. Whoa. I think I felt the boop. Because if we take a look, Avo the Crafty Art Hole is now back on the top. But look, you just got this power, so let's go ahead and do it again. I'm going to go ahead and grab it and place it back into the middle. Like so. Placing it in. Avo, could you be so kind as to boop again? or reboop if that's that was one hello boop. Boop. Oh, did you guys see that? I think there was a visual component there. It actually jumped up to the top because look, Avo the crafty art hole on the ace of hearts. Now look, if I was going to mess this up, this would probably be where I mess this up because in the past this is where I used to mess it up. But I don't want to mess it up now because So look, sometimes magicians will swap out cards, but I want to leave this sticking out for you to show you that this is not swapped out, so you can kind of still see the art hole part of it. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it into this packet. I'm going to grab this whole packet and stick it into this packet. And now we're going to go ahead and close this in. Whoa, hey! Sencha, first of all, thank you for coming in, first of all. Second of all, thank you for the sub. I greatly appreciate it. Um, and yeah, welcome in. So I don't know if you've been in my streams before, but I've co-opted a streamer song list to let people request tricks. Feel free to request a trick. And oh yeah, Supernatural Writer. No problem. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for supporting. So I totally appreciate just anybody being here, even if you're just lurking. But you have a great night of sleep. Okay, so we just tucked the sign card into the middle of a smaller packet. Took that packet, stuck it in the middle of the bigger packet. And sometimes magicians will hide a card on the top, and other times magicians will hide a card on the bottom. Now, Avo, could you do me the pleasure of booping one more time? Boop. Would you now believe that you've brought it up to the top? Avo, the crafty art hole. Now here's the thing. We're going to do one more thing with your card. We're going to go ahead and put a bend in Avo, the crafty art hole. It's okay, they bend back. It's not a big deal. Your mind is officially blown. Okay, just wait for it. Okay, so I'm putting a bend into Avo, the crafty art hole, ace of hearts. Now you can kind of see the bend right here, right? If I go ahead and bury that into the deck, Avo, could you please do me the great favor of booping one more time? Great, now Avo is a wizard too. Boop. Oh, did you just see it bend? Did you just see the top card go from flat to being bent? It jumped up and then it slid off the deck. Sorry, it's too close. But anyway, that is my handling and performance of the ambitious card routine as requested by Avo, the crafty art hole. Thank you very much. Let's see, Avo says, I'm magic. You are. You sent your boops through the internet pipes, came to the deck knew, and yeah. Spicy's like, the hell? Thank you for the claps. Thank you so much for performing. That was awesome. You're welcome. Let's see here. Sencha Katner, would you like to sign a card for your subscription? Because I just had this idea literally moments ago. Because Avo had subscribed, and then I did a ton of tricks, and then I was like, how do I reward subscribers? I am not sure yet, but that is one way that we can do that. So is that something you'd be interested in, Sencha? And then also Gibson Lens, I don't know if you are still here, but if you're not here now, we can do that next time. We can have you sign a card as well. So for the time being, let's do some subscriber card signings. Pick a card. The deck is fresh, except the only card that's been signed is the Ace of Hearts, which was Avo, the crafty art hole. And I guess for future, I mean, there's enough space here if you wanted as well. If you want your own unique card, it's up to you. I'll leave it up to you. That one? Oh, you, you want to be on the same card as Avo, the crafty art hole? Lol, I'm just being an ass. Nine of spades. Okay, we've got the nine spades right here. Okay. Let's see. I will do Sencha and then Katner, so that way it'll be on the white parts there. Okay. All right. I don't want to mess up anybody's name here because I've already messed up one. So my apologies, Avo. All right. So now we have Sencha Katner signed nine of spades. Spicy says choose the 69 of clubs. Lol. All right. We did have more subscribers today, but I'll wait until we can figure out what they want to have signed. Cool. Awesome. I'm still trying to figure out how to make a tree for subs and bits. Oh, Sencha, how rude of me. You stream. So let me shout you out. Full disclosure, I'm not entirely sure I know what you stream. If you could tell me what you stream, that would be awesome. Or I suppose I could just click on the link that the shoutout brings up. Ah, plants. Shame on you, tisk tisk tisk. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Here, I'll send out my four of hearts love. I don't know. There's so many streamers. It's hard to know what everybody does. I just meant trying to do the same with physical tribute. Okay, I'm going to try and put a random trick into the queue. And then if it requires interaction... Oh no, that's the one I said I would only want to do once per stream. Gotta figure out something for that. 3-card Monty. Ultimate 3-card Monty. Okay. Sencha, would you like to play a game? Because it's a fun game. It's called 3-card Monty. And it'll teach you never to play Monty games with people on the street. For any reason. Okay. Ah, yes, yeah. I'm the crazy plant guy who keeps cloning them, but similar to the cards, I want to write names on leaves. It's just a matter of what I'm putting them on. Ah, okay, excellent. I mean, cards are somehow made out of paper. Paper comes from plants which have leaves. So, similar. Okay. All right, so this trick I'll be performing, and we will have Sencha Katner playing the game, if Sencha would like. And let's go. So this trick is called 3-card Monty. I mean, I guess it's called Ultimate 3-card Monty, technically, but it only uses 3 cards. In this case, 3 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds, and the ace of clubs. Importantly, you want to follow the ace, because that's the one that is different. It's not a diamond, it's not red, so we're going to follow that. Now, what we're going to do is, I don't know why I'm mixing them up, because it's really not necessary to mix them up in this case. All right, so let's pretend we have 3 positions on the mat. We'll call them A, B, and C. Where would you like to place the ace, Sencha? three positions A, B, and C. 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 All right. So we will place the ace in C. Okay. Where would you like me to place the 2? A or B? A. Okay. And then the 3 by default must go in B. I'm only going to make 2 switches, and then you tell me where you think the ace is. Okay. 1, 2. All right. In positions A, B, or C, which position do you think the ace is in? All right. I can catch up with chat here. Let's see. Sancho says, I'm the crazy plant guy who keeps cloning them. Similar cards I want to write on names on leaves. Just a matter of putting names on leaves. Just a matter of, okay. Let's see, Avo says, if you want 3D, you could go sure and get 3D tree made and leaves the way that you do. A B for some reason. Okay, well, let's take a look. You have won the game because you've gone against all logic and reason. Because the 3 was over here and the 2 was over here. Okay. Well, you've won one game, but it went against all intuition, right? You were like, that's not where it should be, but that's where he would want me to think it's going to be. Oh, snap. Sneaky cheats. Okay. All right. Well, I guess for the benefit of everybody else, you've already won this game, so congratulations. Let's go ahead and have Avo. You still around? Avo, we are going to play this game in a very abbreviated way because Sencha's too good. Sencha just wrecked the game. One guess. Went against all logic, all intuition. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce, because there's too many cards here, I'm going to reduce the cards that we have here. So I'm going to place the 2 out off to the side. So we have A and B. I'm going to place A into A because that will be intuitive. And then we'll place 3B because 3 rhymes with B, right? All right, Avo, I'm going to make 2 switches, and then you tell me where A is, okay? 1, 2. Okay, Avo, where do you think it is? I know a lot of people laugh at this point because I did this and then I did that again. So 1. Okay, so 1 would be A. Or are you just saying 1 to be ambiguous? Okay, if you thought it was here, you'd be incorrect. Because this is the 2. This is the 3, and of course Sencha was correct. Well played, Sencha. Quick question, Sencha, are you familiar with some sleight of hand magic? Are you aware of how some tricks operate or work? I'm just curious. Because I think you pegged it every time, so either you know something that's going on or you really are double lucky. I was like, rigged! So I've seen Sencha in other magic streams. So there's not that many other other magicians that stream on Twitch. So anyway, if anybody is looking for more magic, as I said, I will not be streaming probably much more than like once a week is my guess. But if you're interested in more, there's a few other magicians. So let's I'm just gonna give them a shout out. So one of which is Infozar. Hold on, I feel a cough coming. Sencha says, more intuition on how you might cheat, purely guess. Okay, cool, awesome, thanks. I do like conmen. Awesome. So yes, if you're looking for more magic, Infozar is a great magician to follow as well. And then if you're looking for more, there is another. Shout out Hallowthorn. Oh yeah, so Jack is a New England magician, and he I think is on 3 times a week. And then Hallowthorn is a Singaporean magician. He streams from the other side of the world, and I believe on a day he tries to get up early to stream for us so that it's at nighttime for us in the United States. So. And then also one more magician, but this magician is more of a variety streamer. He does a lot of different things. Is T cards. So he will play video games, play music, and also perform magic. So there you go. Those are all of the other practicing magicians that I know that stream magic. So, and not just like magic practice. Which, if any of you guys are watching that are, magic practicers, let's get some performance going. All right. Sencha says, I mostly tried to focus where magicians aren't having us focus. Lol. Yeah, that's probably the correct strategy. So, misdirection is a thing, and then controlling your attention is a thing. So, if it goes against your obvious intuition, then it's like, oh, that could be the correct answer. Let's see. We have another request from Avo. Okay. All right, hopefully I got that cough in time. All right. Let's go to the Magic Arena. No, sorry, Magic Arena is probably trademarked by Wizards of the Coast, which makes Magic the Gathering, which Magic Arena is their software. So anyway, we have a deck, and this is going to be called Triumph. So this is Triumph Squared, which is a different variation on the original Triumph. But first we need 2 packets that are roughly about the same. They don't have to be perfect. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a card selected in each of the piles. So let's guess and assume there's about 26 cards in each pile. Maybe don't go towards the bottom just in case it's either too long or too short. But so for the first pile, I'll use the first number that somebody puts in chat, and we'll count down from the top, and that will be our card. And then the second one will be in this pile. So 2 numbers, roughly between 1 and 26-ish. Let's see. First time chat. Chaotic Rage says 3. Well, first of all, welcome in, Chaotic Rage. First of all, let me introduce myself if you didn't just join in, or if there's any other lurkers out there. Hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian on Twitch. I like to perform sleight of hand card magic, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I've co-opted a streamer song list to basically allow viewers to request magic tricks, so I'm performing Triumph Squared as requested by Avo, the crafty art hole. Okay, so look, we have a card here, and it doesn't matter that I know what it is, but here's the selection. It doesn't even have to be in the same position at the end, but it is the 9 of hearts. So if somebody wants to remember the 9 of hearts, or we can even type 9 hearts in chat, that would be cool. Actually, there we go, 9 hearts. Okay, cool, awesome. Okay, so now we remember what that one is for this particular packet. Now we need a second number for this packet as well. And we'll use that one. Now you will notice that I left the card facing up in the face down packet over here. We're going to do the same with this packet. So any number between 1 and 26-ish, and we'll count down 1, 2, 3. That'll be the selection. the second selection. And if nobody wants to pick a number, I think I have a, you can do exclamation point D20. That'll roll one. 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. All right. This will be the second selection. Doesn't matter that I know what it is. 4 of hearts. All right. What a coincidence. I'm just going to stick that into the packet here, and that will go in like so. Now, if anybody is familiar with the card plots of Magic, triumph is a word that conjures pain and suffering in a lot of people because the primary plot element in the triumph tricks is that we shuffle face up cards into face down cards. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to shuffle face up into face down. I know it pains me more than it pains you. So look, you can clearly see they're going in. I'm pushing them in slowly. And we can even have some cuts. So there's some cards that are face up, some cards that are face down. And now, let's just cut one more time. Okay. All right. I hope I didn't mess this up. I would really love to not have messed this up. I'm going to go ahead and take my hand using the shadow that I've trained so well and place it over the deck. And what we're going to do is have the shadow do all of the dirty work, the magical dirty work that needs to happen. And would you believe that the shadow is now complete? Haha, if anybody understands, the circle is now complete. No, anyway. Trixie shadow, yes, because look, would you believe that all of the cards are now facing in the same direction, that everything is now fixed? And if you believe that, you'd be a little bit wrong, but mostly correct. Because there's actually a couple of cards that are facing in the opposite direction. There's two. There's one right here, and then there's also one right here. And any guesses as to what they are? If anybody forgets, you can scroll up in chat. Actually, you probably shouldn't even need to scroll up. What the actual heck? Yeah, I know, right? What the actual heck? Yeah, these are all, there. But look. The 9 and 4 of hearts. There you go. Yeah, well, there you go. 9 and 4 of hearts. And chaotic rage, 9 hearts, 4 hearts. There you go, lol. And that, my good friends, is triumph squared. So for anybody who's interested, the triumph card trick, normally done with one card, one selection, and then that one card is basically shown to be reversed in the deck after the shuffle happens of face down and face up cards, and it's like, what? So triumph squared is just 2 of them, but it is developed by we did mention a Singaporean magician, Hallowthorn, but he is actually friends with Harapan Ong, whom is also, hold on, I'm just going to switch to the other view just so we can read his name. Harapan Ong, because he is also a Singaporean magician, but Harapan is very famous. He has published several magic books, one of which is called Principia, which is kind of like structured in a way to kind of look like a science textbook. So that's super cool. And it fits in with his personality because he's a teacher, Harapan. All right. Let's see here. Avo, I feel like my eyes lied to me. I mean, you can't always believe what you see. Thank you for the claps. If you never flip the half of the cut deck, that would be the result. Lol. Avo says, thank you so much for that. I've got to head to bed now, but so glad to have got your stream tonight. Well, everybody needs to sleep. I don't know anybody who is still alive that doesn't sleep, so definitely get some good rest. But thank you for stopping in. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the sub, and thank you for helping kind of introduce me to any new people that have chatted in the chat. So thank you very much, Avo. Nice, and thanks for the hearts. And Sencha, thank you for the Ben Duck. Oh yeah, that's right. It's Ben's. And the ta-da! Anytime. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, I don't know if I had any sort of itineraries for how long I wanted to go, but let's see how long I've been streaming. 2 hours, 15 minutes. Okay. That's kind of been going on for a while. I'm going to say, let's say last call for tricks, and then worst case scenario, I will close this out with 1 or 2 tricks. So if anybody would like to request something, now's your chance. And then if not, I'll probably put 1 or 2 in the queue and we'll wrap it up. So let me know if anybody wants anything. And exclamation point random to put something in if you don't know what you want. And otherwise, exclamation point trick list to pull it up. But in the meantime, let's see what I've performed tonight. Let's see here. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow, Chaotic Rage. Totally appreciate it. Thank you kindly. Trying to see what my closer should be. Maybe one of the ones I haven't done in a while. I like, let's see, a logical conclusion. So I'll add one right now. Once again, if anybody would like to request anything, last call, feel free to request something. And while I set up, let's see. Oh, Mad Monty. Excellent. Okay, let's prepare for doing Mad Monty as requested by Chaotic Rage. So let's see, this one will require a card choice as well. Face down card choice. Hold on. Alright, so let's pop that one up to the top. And then okay, let's see here. Alright, Chaotic Rage. I'm going to go ahead and show you first of all that this is the deck. All the cards are different. There's nothing crazy about it. I can give it a shuffle. Actually, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to need to look through it in a second anyway, but I'm going to make a prediction. In order for you to understand what this prediction is, I have to explain what the concept of mates are in card magic. So for example, if each card in the deck has a mate. So for example, the 9 of diamonds, its mate will be the other red 9, so the 9 of hearts. Right there. If we have the queen of spades, its mate would be the queen of clubs, and so on. And so I'm going to come up, let's remove the jokers. Obviously they would be mates with each other, but So I'm going to try and make a prediction right now. Maybe this one? Let me see. So I'm going to see what is most likely for you to select here. Maybe this one. I'm not feeling strongly about either one of those. Okay, let's say this. All right, I've made a prediction. Now I need a selection. And so 1 to 51, because I took out the jokers, and here's the other one. So why don't you select a card, and we'll count them off, 1, 2, 3, all the way down. Well, I guess if you just say 51, we'll just grab the bottom one, but or if you say 50, we'll grab that one. But let me know which card you would like to select from the top to the bottom with the number. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that would be the selection. Are you happy with that, or would you like to change your mind? Good. Okay, great. So I have my prediction here. We're going to grab your selection here. And I would just like to show you my prediction. So my prediction was the 7 of clubs. Now, in order for me to successfully find the mate of yours, it would have to be the 7 of spades, right? And so what were the odds that you would have selected that amongst all of them? 1 out of 52, roughly 2%-ish, right? So would you be amazed if your selection was the 7 of spades? Because if I show you, it is indeed 7 of spades. That is Mad Monty. Had you got one more, one less, would have been different. Thanks for the thumbs up, Chaotic Rage. Appreciate it. Appreciate the request as well. Thank you kindly. All right. So, once again, last call. If anybody wants to see anything, otherwise, I'll have illogical conclusion probably be my closer. Because I've got some ideas for this one. Okay, I'm setting up for illogical conclusion now. And if there's no other dying requests, we can go ahead and do it, and we'll call that a stream. So let's see. Let's turn off requests. I do want to do this one. I gotta set this up here and here. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. First things first, we'll go into the last trick. But before we do that, let me just go ahead and thank everybody for being here. Thank you kindly. If you have come in, you have followed, if you've subbed, if you are lurking, if you made any requests, if you chatted, thank you very much. This makes it very fun for me, and it's not just practice, it is performing for an audience, which if I actually just practice the tricks at home by myself, I would literally not be doing any magic. I would just be practicing a performance. The magic happens when somebody watches. So thank you very much for all of that. Also wanted to mention thank you so much to everybody who has helped support me for my very first affiliate stream. So thank you very much. Totally appreciate it. I'm already blown away by how much support I've received. And honestly, I know that right now there's actually a big Twitch music event going on. So, and since a lot of my Twitch friends are musicians and streamers, so I expected kind of everybody to mostly be over there. So, anybody who is around, so thank you very much for stopping in to see Ye Old Magician. And let's see. With that, let's go on to the trick. Okay, first things first. We have two piles of cards. This pile I'm not going to show you, but I do want to show you that there are 4 cards in this pile. And then in this pile, I will show you all the cards in this pile. And there are also 4 cards in this pile. So, and what I want to do with this is that I want to slowly swap out cards from this pile with that pile. And then hopefully you guys will be able to see. So far all you've seen is red spot cards, right? So I'm going to take one card, place it on the bottom, and we're going to go ahead and take this and replace it here. And so now we should have one different card, right? But if I turn the pack over and I show you, they're all still red spot cards. Interesting, right? So now look, if I have 2 cards that I'm going to cycle, put 2 there, grab 2 more, 1, 2. And now if I count through the cards, you'll kind of see that there's still 4 red spot cards. Interesting, right? So now if I take 3 cards, place them on the bottom of this one, and grab 3 cards, 1, 2, 3, and I show you, these are all red spot cards still. And now we just need to do one substitution out of the 4. Sorry, couldn't mute in that one. Show you, these are all red spot cards. Any ideas as to what these 4 cards are? Sorry, had to cough. Some people might say, maybe they're all red spot cards because that was all that you saw, right? Some people that are wise and sneaky, maybe they're like, oh, maybe they were black spot cards. 4 black cards. See, chaotic rage. That's what chaotic rage thinks. Maybe they're face. Maybe they're face cards. Well, I want to show you that these cards don't normally come in a regular deck of cards. These cards are special. These cards I have marked up with something. And I do have to get these in the correct order because otherwise it won't be special. But I don't know if anybody is familiar with Carly Rae Jepsen, but these all have lyrics. Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy. So here's my number. So call me maybe. And that, my friends, is illogical conclusion with a call me maybe kicker. And a little bit of singing while I'm sick and coughing. Thank you for the claps, chaotic rage. Lol. Alright, and with that, I think we can call this a successful stream. I don't talk English good, but today I'll try. So once again, thanks everybody for being here. Let's see if anybody has any specific types of things they like to do for raids. Let me know because there's not much magic going on, so tough to raid. Usually, what I default to is raiding into some of my magician friends. So, oh, actually, Gibson, while you're here, everybody who's subscribed, I'm having them sign a card. New thing that I discovered during the stream. Would you like to sign a card? And which card would it be? So while we're doing this, we only have two cards signed so far, the Nine of Spades and the Ace of Hearts. But you subbed basically at the beginning of the stream, so if you would like to sign something, I will write Gibson Lens on it, and I will be using this deck basically until it's probably full of, of signatures. In the interim, I'm going to search for a raid target. Ace of Clubs. All right, awesome. And would you like me to write Gibson Lens? Or would you like something else? Let me know. Let's see here. Oh, Okay. All right, Gibson Lens works. Awesome. Okay. Here we go. Gibson. I'm double checking to be extra sure, even though I'm pretty sure I know how to spell it, but I messed up with Avo's name earlier. So I'm like, being extra careful. All right, so we've got several signatures today. Thank you kindly to Avo, the Crafty Art Hole, Gibson Lens, and Sentra Katner for subs. And then also thank you to Goatsathome for bits and Spicy for bits as well. So thank you kindly. All right. Let's hope that someone that I'm thinking about raiding. Let me see here. Who do I want to raid? Well, I think most of the friends are probably in Mia Met's music. So let's raid into her. Why not? Raid Mia Met's music. All right, everybody. Oh, hold on. Let me switch back to the. All right, everybody. Successful stream. Thanks for being here. I'm sorry I don't have a schedule, so the best thing to do if you want to see what's going on is to go ahead and give me a follow. If you want some more magic, there's those other streamers that do magic, but also I have an entire YouTube channel filled with magic, so feel free to check that out. And then otherwise, let me get the raid started. Mia Met's music. And let's see. That should be it. Oh, we have a raid call. I forget. Hold on. Raid. Feel free to copy that and make some noise if you would like. And that is it. Let me make sure I can. So the mistake I've made is not to click in. Soon you'll need a subraid call. Oh, yeah, that's probably true. Wait, I can't click into Mia Metz. Mia Metz is doing the crazy interview everybody. Okay. Oh, Ryan Pian. Oh, yeah, she is doing that. Okay, all right, there we go. We are doing that thing. Cool. Awesome. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. Everybody have a glorious day and enjoy your night.
beautiful, Ryan. What a wonderful piece and performance. Yeah, so good. Yes, I loved it so much. Yeah, and I see a lot of people from your community also came. Hello,
Oh
thanks
yes,
for
thank you
coming to
guys.
support.
I see.
Yeah, thanks for coming to support Ryan and also this stream. Mm.
Thank you guys.
Skippy said, I can really see the horizon, and here is so far away in this flat place, but Piano Ryan brings it close to our
Oh.